Have you ever walked into a gallery and found yourself staring at a pile of candy, a room full of mirrors, or thousands of porcelain sunflower seeds, wondering if you're missing some profound artistic statement or if contemporary art has completely lost its mind? That moment of confusion when you think, is this really art? While secretly worrying there's some deep meaning everyone else understands but you? I'm Oleg G from Art Explained Simply and Quickly, and today I'm giving you the tools to confidently navigate contemporary installation art. Those room-sized experiential works that can feel intimidating, but once you know how to read them, reveal some of the most powerful artistic statements of our time. Here's what galleries and art schools don't tell you. Installation art is actually designed to be more accessible than traditional art forms, not less. While paintings require knowledge of art history and technique, installations speak directly through experience, space, and concept. The anxiety you feel comes from expecting them to work like paintings or sculptures, but they operate by completely different rules. Let me show you how to crack this code. First, let's destroy the biggest myth about installation art, that it's pretentious nonsense created to confuse ordinary people. Every element in a well-conceived installation is deliberate and meaningful. When Felix Gonzalez Torres created a pile of candy that viewers could take and eat, he wasn't being random or silly. He was creating a meditation on love, loss, and the AIDS crisis that affected viewers both intellectually and physically. The weirdness isn't the point, the experience is. Installation art is fundamentally different from traditional art forms because it engages your entire body and all your senses, not just your eyes. When you walk into an installation, you're not just looking at art, you're inside it, part of it, collaborating with it. This shift from observer to participant is the key to understanding how these works function. Let's start with the most important question to ask when encountering any installation. What is this space asking me to do? Are you meant to walk through it, around it, or remain still within it? Can you touch elements, or must you keep your distance? Is it encouraging contemplation, movement, interaction, or discomfort? The physical relationship the work establishes with your body is usually the first clue to its meaning. Take Yayoi Kusama's infinity mirror rooms. These aren't just pretty spaces for Instagram photos. By surrounding you with endless reflections, Kusama creates a physical experience of psychological concepts. Infinity, ego dissolution, the overwhelming nature of existence. Your body becomes part of the artwork, multiplied endlessly until you lose track of where you end and the installation begins. This isn't something you can understand by looking at photos. It only makes sense through direct physical experience. If you're finding this video helpful, please hit like to help the YouTube algorithm push my videos to other art lovers. Want to support further? Check out my affordable membership options with exclusive perks, or simply use it to say thanks. YouTube monetization isn't generous, and your support helps me create content like this every week. Every bit of support helps. Materials matter enormously in installation art, often more than in traditional media. When artists choose specific materials, they're not just making aesthetic decisions, they're loading the work with meaning. Steel feels cold and industrial. Wood suggests nature or craft tradition. Plastic evokes mass production and environmental concerns. Video introduces time and movement. Each material brings its own history, associations, and emotional weight to the work. Consider Anselm Kiefer's massive installations using materials like lead, ash, straw, and books. These aren't arbitrary choices. Lead references alchemy and transformation, but also toxicity and weight. Ash suggests destruction, but also regeneration. Straw evokes agricultural cycles and rural life, but also fragility. By understanding material symbolism, you begin reading the installation's conceptual language. scale, and proportion create meaning in installation art. A work that fills an entire room affects you differently than one that requires you to lean in close. Massive scale can make you feel small, vulnerable, overwhelmed, which might be exactly the artist's intention. Intimate scale creates different psychological effects, drawing you into private, contemplative space. Always consider how the size of the installation relates to your body and what emotional response that relationship creates. Let's talk about the concept of site specificity. Installations created for particular locations. These works can't be moved or recreated elsewhere because their meaning depends on their specific context. When Maya Lin created the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, she wasn't just designing a sculpture, she was creating an experience specific to that location in Washington, D.C. The work's meaning emerges from its relationship to the surrounding monuments, the landscape, and the cultural context of the nation's capital. Time is another crucial element that distinguishes installation art. Unlike paintings, which you can theoretically understand in a single glance, installations reveal themselves over time. Some change as you move through them. Others evolve during the exhibition period. Felix Gonzalez Torres' candy pile diminished each day as visitors took pieces, creating a different work at the end of the exhibition than at the beginning. The temporal aspect becomes part of the meaning. Here's a practical approach I call the detective method. Treat each installation like a crime scene that you need to investigate. What evidence do you see? What materials are present? How is the space organized? What sounds, smells, or textures do you notice? How does your body feel in this environment? Each clue contributes to understanding the artist's overall statement. Use the emotional archaeology method too. Before trying to intellectualize what you're experiencing, pay attention to your immediate emotional response. Does the space make you feel claustrophobic or expansive, peaceful or agitated, nostalgic or futuristic? These emotional reactions are valid interpretations. Installation artists deliberately engineer these responses to communicate ideas that can't be expressed through traditional visual means. The context investigation method involves considering when, where, and why the installation was created. Contemporary installation art often responds to specific historical moments, social conditions, or political situations. Knowing that Ai Weiwei created Straight, his installation of rebar recovered from the 2008 Sichuan earthquake, immediately transforms your understanding of what those twisted metal rods represent. They're not abstract, sculptural elements, but memorial objects carrying the weight of tragedy and governmental negligence. Let's address the common complaint that contemporary installation art lacks technical skill. This misunderstands what these works are trying to achieve. Traditional artistic skill focused on representation, making things look realistic or beautiful. Installation art focuses on conceptual skill, creating experiences that communicate complex ideas. The technique lies in understanding psychology, space, materials, and social context, then orchestrating them into coherent artistic statements. Interactive installations require special approaches. When artworks invite you to participate, your actions become part of the artistic meaning. Rirkrit Tiravanija's installations often involve cooking and eating, transforming galleries into social spaces. The art isn't just the physical setup, but the human interactions it facilitates. Your participation, conversations with other visitors, and shared experiences become the actual artwork. Documentation presents interesting challenges for installation art. Most people encounter these works through photographs or videos, but this is like trying to understand music by looking at sheet music. The mediated experience gives you information about the work, but can't replicate its actual impact. When possible, seek out direct encounters with installations. They're designed for physical presence, not digital consumption. Technology-based installations require additional consideration. Works involving video, sound, sensors, or digital interaction operate by different rules than static installations. Often, these pieces explore the relationship between human bodies and technological systems. Rafael Lozano Hemmer's installations might monitor your heartbeat, breathing, or movement, making you hyper-aware of your own biological processes. The technology isn't just a tool, it's part of the conceptual framework. Let's discuss the role of chance and change in installation art. Many works are designed to evolve unpredictably during their exhibition. Weather might affect outdoor installations. Audience interaction might alter the work's appearance. Some pieces intentionally incorporate decay or entropy. This unpredictability is often conceptually important. The artist is exploring themes about control, permanence, and the role of chance in life. The memory method can be particularly powerful with installation art. How does this space relate to places you've been before? Does it remind you of a childhood bedroom, a hospital, a church, a factory? Artists often deliberately reference familiar spatial types to evoke specific emotional associations. By identifying these references, you begin understanding how the work operates on your subconscious. Consider the social dynamics that installations create. Some works isolate you as an individual contemplator. Others bring strangers together in shared experiences. Some create uncomfortable intimacy between viewers. These Sosen effects are usually intentional aspects of the artwork's meaning. Notice how other people behave in the space and how their presence affects your own experience. The opposition method can reveal installation meanings by considering what the work rejects or critiques. Sterile white galleries with precious objects behind barriers represent one approach to art presentation. Installations that encourage touching, eating, or other forbidden behaviors are making statements about accessibility, participation, and the democratization of cultural experience. Environmental consciousness plays increasing roles in contemporary installation art. Artists choose materials and processes that comment on ecological crisis, sustainability, and humanity's relationship with nature. When Tino Segal creates constructed situations involving only human actions with no physical objects, he's making statements about consumption, waste, and the possibility of art that leaves no material trace. Let's address the documentation and preservation challenges that reveal important aspects of installation art's meaning. Many installations are temporary by design. They exist only for the duration of an exhibition, then disappear forever. This impermanence isn't a limitation, but a conceptual statement about time, memory, and the nature of experience. The fact that you can't own, collect, or permanently preserve these works challenges traditional art market structures. The globalization of installation art creates interesting cultural translation issues. Works created in one cultural context might carry different meanings when exhibited elsewhere. Artists increasingly consider how their installations will be interpreted across different cultural frameworks, sometimes creating works that mean different things in different locations. Funding and institutional contexts affect installation art meanings in ways that don't apply to traditional art forms. The resources required to create room-sized works mean that institutions, corporations, or governments are often involved in supporting these pieces. This support isn't neutral. It affects what gets made, where it's shown, and how it's interpreted. Understanding who funded or supported an installation can provide important context for reading its meaning. If you're ready to approach installation art with confidence and discover the powerful experiences that contemporary artists are creating, hit that subscribe button right now and join our community of art explorers. Every week on Art Explained, simply and quickly, we provide tools for understanding and appreciating the full spectrum of artistic expression. What's your biggest challenge when encountering installation art? Have you had experiences where an installation completely changed your understanding of what art could be? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences might help others develop their own approaches to contemporary art. If this video gave you new tools for reading installation art, give it a thumbs up. It helps more people discover these practical approaches to understanding contemporary artistic practice. See you in the next exploration.